and we're going to talk about uncertainty and how to adapt to it. So Paul is joining us from Cashflows. Paul, most important question first of all is, are you a sun man or rain?
Well, having just spent the last 5 years working in the Middle East, I'm definitely a sun man, and this is pretty good sun, I must admit, even for the UK.
It's not bad, is it? But it's annoying me because I'm a garden. But what about Cashflows? What is Cashflows?
Yeah, so thanks. Hello, everybody. And I don't have any slides. I'm not sure whether that's a good or a bad thing, but we'll progress on it. So Cashflows is, I'd say, a payment acceptance business. And I'd say payment acceptance because we do card acquiring, maybe what it's more traditionally known as, but we do much more than that. So we focus on card payment acceptance, non-card payment acceptance, gateway, value-added services, anything that helps our customers accept payments when doing business effectively. Focus in the UK, but increasingly expanding out into Europe and other markets. And I think we differentiate, and the reason I say this is not as a sales pitch, but just to try and add a little bit around what we're going to talk about is, what is a competitive market, our market in terms of providing payments. We try and differentiate by getting really close to not just understanding our customers, but understanding the markets that our customers operate in. So we spend a lot of time and energy and money trying to understand what's happening in the retail sectors, what trends are we seeing. So one of the reasons we got heavily involved in the Black Friday report with IMRG, trying to understand what can we see that's happening in the market and how can we as a payments business analyze some of that and try to help our customers do more business, sell more stuff, basically. So as a result of that, we're often coming at this from a view of what else could we do from a payments point of view that will help our customers when they're thinking about how we go about selling stuff. Which is interesting when we talk about your opening piece around uncertainty. I think when we saw similarly coming out of the Black Friday report for this year compared to previous years, it seems that it's becoming ever more uncertain in terms of, it's very difficult to try and predict what consumers are going to do. But it feels like it's becoming even more difficult to do that. It's becoming even more uncertain in terms of how can we predict how these things are going to happen. What discounts can we apply, and are they going to work? Are they not going to work? Are people getting discount fatigue? So I think we're seeing a lot of that uncertainty in a lot of the things that we're involved in, and that's certainly one of the things we've been focusing to try and understand how we can help that. And there's some common themes really that I think can be applied at any time that can help when thinking about how can we combat some of that stuff.
Yeah, and if you want a healthy dose of uncertainty, by the way, Black Friday this year, England are playing the USA in the World Cup. So there's a massive distraction that has never been, everyone's mind will be on that, not let's buy a load of stuff. So you want no uncertainty, just look at Black Friday.
That won't be uncertain. That'll be pretty predictable then. It'll be awful in terms of sales because, yeah. Okay.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Where does it go? I mean, people are after it. If times are hard, people are after a deal. That's your time to do it, isn't it? Will it just get more bunched up? Will it be, it's not like Black Friday doesn't go on for just one day, is it? It goes on for quite a while. So will it get brought forward a little bit? These are all the very annoying questions that people are going to have to wrestle with. But one of the things that you would probably suggest to people is that something like flexibility is kind of an important factor in sort of maximising performance. And I just wonder if you could tell us about how they might use flexibility.
Yeah, totally. And probably one of the increasingly more important things to think about. And I think whether we call it flexibility, or I think the presentation before, I think did a great job of talking about omni-channel and why that's important and how that can help in terms of improving sales, meeting customer demands. I think we see that more and more. And so that ability to be really flexible in terms of meeting the consumer where they want to be met, whether that's online, mobile, in store, it's increasingly customers are going to different places to do that and are forced sometimes to have to go to different places to do that. So not just having an omni-channel capability, being able to put your products in front of customers in the environments that they want to be at, but how do you do that consistently every time? Get a consistent brand across, get a consistent experience to your customer, regardless of whether it's online, in store, mobile, on a social page, and regardless of whether they want to pay using card, Apple Pay, or increasingly different types of payment solutions. Having the flexibility to offer your customers that kind of solution is really, really important and can enable you to stand out. I think consumers tend still to be fairly brand loyal, but to a point. A great example of where omnichannel, where it kind of breaks down personally, recently, having returned from the Middle East, I've doing my online shopping using an Amex card because it gives me all the points I want and all that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty keen that I always want to use my Amex card when I'm doing my online shopping weekly shopping bill. Recently, I tried to do that on my mobile, couldn't do it, couldn't get it to work. Phoned the company involved, I won't mention the company, said, why is this not working? They asked me to go online, which I did. The transaction worked. I managed to make it work using the same Amex card, but it wouldn't work on the mobile checkout because there's a slight difference in terms of how they were employing Amex and SafeKey. So same brand, same retailer, same experience, which was brilliant until that point, but a different, inconsistent experience when I came to checkout meant that next time I probably won't go there because I want to be able to use my mobile app and I want to be able to get that experience. So being able to deliver, have the flexibility to deliver those capabilities to consumers is increasingly important, but it's really hard to do that. And that's where payments businesses like us should come in and should be helping retailers to offer that type of solution. That's where we spend an inordinate amount of time and effort and energy, making sure that we build out capabilities that can deliver solutions to our customers in any way that they want to do it, and pay in any way that they want to do that. And equally important, once they've done that, make sure that the data that's available from those transactions can be used in a valuable way to help improve transactions going forward and help improve basket abandonment going forward. So getting that flexibility is really important. And your payment provider should be able to help you offer those solutions and actually get more and more value out of that. That's really increasingly important. And that will be key regardless of the trends and uncertainty that we see going forward.
Getting back to sort of Black Friday a little bit, there's the discounting. What I'm hearing from people quite a lot is that they're having to use discounting a little bit more than they would normally like to try and get things, keep things going because of the, the context in which we're living with the cost of living going up, etc. But then there's that kind of issue of discount fatigue, isn't there, that might set in from a shopper perspective, but also from the retailer's perspective as well, a little bit. And I wonder what your sort of perspective on that being an issue is.
Yeah, I mean, I think we see it from the same report that the period of discounts, particularly Black Friday is a great example, but I think it's true for other periods of time. The period of discounting seems to be getting longer and longer. Anecdotally, from the customers that we talk to, is there a fatigue there from consumers there, or maybe an expectation that there isn't such a clamour actually to make use of those discounts and those periods of time, because actually I know the offer's going to be there for a month, so I don't necessarily need to go and worry about it on this particular moment in time. It's always going to be there. Again, interestingly, coming from a market like the UAE recently, where it's pretty much a discount 365 days a year. So you get so used to that discount kind of culture that it becomes a non-thing, if you like. So I'm not saying that's the case here. I think we've seen signs through the report, through other factors and some anecdotal stuff that there maybe is discount fatigue starting to set in as at the moment. And that's where I think coming back to basics in terms of, well, how do you fundamentally approach customers? How do you make sure that when you do actually get somebody on the store, online, in your store, how do you make the best of that situation? How can you ensure that you manage to convert that sale? Getting back to basics, ensuring that you've got that kind of flexibility and you've got the right tools to enable that sale to convert. That's just so important to ensure that we do that.
And just a final note on some trends that you might be seeing in the market at the
moment. I think recently there's been a lot of talk, maybe it's just industry specific, around SCA, the increased acceptance and security around transactions, increased 3D secure. So that's been a bit, I guess a bit of an issue, because we've started to see that enhanced security at the time of checkout in e-com. I think we've been hearing mixed messages in terms of how that's been implemented and what that's looking like. I think as an overall proposition, there's a lot of benefits from SCA for sure, in terms of improving fraud and actually improving the customer experience when it's done well. So far, I think we've seen a pretty positive uptick and uptake from our customers in how they're using that, but we've spent a lot of time making sure that our customers are aware of what needs to be done, that they're flagging transactions correctly and they're implementing SCA in the right way. And where that can be done, I think there's a lot of benefits to be had from it. Where it's not done, actually, it could be the opposite. I think we've seen lots of potentially smaller retailers who haven't yet managed to implement 3D Secure 2.0 properly, or aren't flagging it correctly, we're actually having a bit of a bad time of it right now in terms of increasingly declined transactions and transactions not happening. So I think there's a lot of good to be had with SCA and security, as long as it's implemented correctly and it's done correctly. So again, I would be talking to as a retailer, I'd be talking to my payments provider to make sure that that's been implemented properly and everything that's possible to be done is being done to enable people to get the benefits of that. But I think that's in our world, that's certainly one of the big trends that we've been working very, very hard on trying to make sure we work properly.
Okay, thank you very much, Paul. And if you wanted to have a look at that report, by the way, you can download it in the chat there. So as I say, this year is going to be crazy with a World Cup distraction going on.